Hey guys, it's a hot and muggy day in the Hudson Valley, New York, but I did a little shopping this morning and a little bit of cleanup on this train set I got. So you may have seen my whole post video about 2 weeks ago, I estimate. I picked up this train set in an estate sale for $20 and I cleaned it up a little bit. I scotch brighted the tops of the rails. Unfortunately, there's a lot of rust on this track, but it should conduct electricity. I left the transformer inside. I have to clean it up a little bit. It's surface dirty. Hopefully, it works fine. But I cleaned up the several of the train components. I didn't realize this locomotive is actually painted. So I took the body off and I was scrubbing it in the sink with Dawn Power Wash. And I believe Dawn Power Wash contains a little bit of alcohol. So when I was scrubbing, the suds were turning pink. So I immediately rinsed it off and stopped and just switched to regular soap and water. But it looks a little dingy in the details. And I just believe that's because this is painted. I don't know if that's dirt. I scrubbed it with a toothbrush and it just looks dingy. But I cleaned up the missile launcher. I actually just coincidentally received an item from Amazon that the electrical cord was wrapped in a white rubber band. So I put the missile on with a white rubber band so it doesn't fall off. And I cleaned up this sort of work caboose thing. Unfortunately, this is missing an axle and wheels, so I'll have to order one if I want to get this thing up and running. And then back there is the explosives cart that's pretty dented up. I just haven't gotten to that part yet. But this is about ready to test run. So this will be my first O-scale train. This is actually O27, which isn't really what I wanted, but in theory, I believe all I have to do is change the track and it'll run on regular O-scale track. But the diameter of the regular O-scale, you can't get as tight as you can with the O27. So who knows where I'll go with this. But I went and stopped at this local place called the Newburgh Vintage Emporium this morning to do some shopping. And I picked up this gondola, which I believe is also O27, or it may be straight O gauge for all I know, but it definitely fits on the O27 track. So I'll have to clean this up. And I picked up this caboose, which once again, I do also believe is O27. And so I pretty much have a full working freight train at this point, assuming it works. So, I figured I'd dip my toe into this O-scale stuff a little bit because the price was right. So all in right now with these two cars, I have $40 into this set, which I think is pretty reasonable, especially if it works. But I've been taking some measurements and I'm going to cut a layout board at my shop. I recently did a project with I build props for theater, and I received a electric keyboard that I had to put into a piano that I custom made for the show. And the keyboard came with this stand, so they don't need the stand. I took that home. So I'll probably cut a little piece of plywood for this and make a real simple rudimentary layout for this O27 experiment of mine. And we'll see how it goes and if I like it or not. I love toys and I love vintage toys, so I don't mind sort of exploring this this a little bit, but I may just pass all this off and sell it later. Who knows? But I get no shortage of scraps of plywood in my scene shop, and I'll be able to do something. And I've been accumulating a bunch of scale details over the over the years. So theoretically, I can do a pretty interesting, quick construction here of just a little train set. So in addition to the 27 scale stuff. I picked up a bunch of figures. So let's see what we got. I picked up this Mary Poppins, believe it or not, and I think she's close to G scale. And I'm always looking for like civilians and people that can go into train stations and stuff. So here's some traditional G scale railroad action figures, and here's Mary Poppins. So she's a little diminutive in size, but I'm suspecting she might actually pair up well with some of these 1/30th scale figures I've been picking up for my Gauge 1 layout. In the past, I'd picked up a bunch of 1/30 scale military figures from places like King and Country type of things, and similar. So we'll see. She's actually, I like her because she's proportional. She's not cartoon deformed or anything. So I'm always on the lookout for decent figures. I also picked up this. He looks like a bendy right out of the package, but so I picked up this railroad conductor, and he is indeed a bendy, but his head is not bad. He's got the proper railroad conductor hat, and there he is next to a G-scale proper figure. So why would I get bendies like this? Well, if I'm going to do a G-scale setup in any way, I can always tuck a guy like this into the doorway or into a car so you see him through the windows of the train. And overall, I'm pretty pleased. Or I can make him a seated figure somewhere. And because he's railroad themed, I figured it was a good guy to pick up. So that's number 2. I also saw this strange little man figure, all from the same dealer. So this is just some dude kneeling down. It's just a vinyl figure, and he definitely looks G-scale to me. So he looks like he's probably interacting with a dog or something like that. So once again, I think he was. I bought all these. I made a deal with the place, but I think he was tagged at $3, so I probably got him for $2 or something. So good fodder for G-scale. And let's see. I also picked up this guy. He looks like he's from Aladdin. So this does look a little cartoony, but I have some French Foreign Legion figures, 1/32nd scale, and he actually looks like he's 1/32nd scale in height. But he looks a little robust in build. So he looks a little thick, but I don't know. We'll see. For a couple bucks, he might make a good Arab type of Bedouin character with the French Foreign Legion stuff that I have in mind, because I also want to incorporate them into one of the 1/32nd scale train sets. And then finally, this is the last item. I got this $10 bag of figures. And like I said, I made a deal at the front end of the store. And so all in the end, I got a couple dollars off. So let's see what's in this bag here. And this appears to be, this looks like some sort of railroad porter. Somebody painted him, but he's got a serviceman's cap on, and with his sleeves being rolled up, he either looks like he's a vintage taxi driver or a railroad luggage handler or something like that. So perfect. I like that. Got a couple of rubber robots, kind of Keshi style, a little dirty. Maybe I can clean them up a little bit with the toothbrush. Always love miniature toys. I absolutely love this stuff. Here's another one. So these were probably all part of a large bag of rubber toys, but they certainly look vintage. This looks like a 1/35th-ish scale metallic blue soldier. I'm not a big fan of the metallic colors, but he's actually a pretty decent looking sculpt for a soldier this size. So I've been watching some videos on painting cheap army men, and I believe this might be a worthy candidate here. And then there's these guys. These guys actually look like they could be O scale figures. And once again, they look railroad themed. So this, they definitely look, well, they're two different sizes for sure, unless one guy is significantly shorter than the other. But let's take a look. So we got everything set up here, and we can see if they fit with this this size stuff. So we'll put the caboose that I picked up today. And so this dude, let's see if we can get down a little bit lower and set these guys up. So I can tell you right off the bat, the white figures are the proper scale. The pink guy is not. But so let's zoom in a little there. So there you go. This guy's a little tall. He looks to me about 130, 1/40th scale, something like that. So we'll clean him up and put him in the spares box with other things. But these guys look great. They look great with the caboose. That guy looks about the right scale. And this guy's perfect. He's carrying baggage. So kind of cool. And let's see, we can compare them next to the locomotive. Let me zoom out a little. And so here's the locomotive. And, you know, with model railroading, scale is often thrown out the window. Guys just like to collect what they collect, and I'm a bit more of a stickler for that because I've definitely purchased so many things, so I have a pretty good inventory of stuff. But yeah, I like these guys compared to this this locomotive. So that's a plus. This sort of pads out some of the stuff I've purchased for this this 027 layout. So kind of referencing over here, I've been slowly breaking down the G-scale layout that I have in the house, and I want to set up another train set that I haven't set up yet. But so if we put this guy in here just for reference, this is the Bendy I just bought today. So this is a large G-scale locomotive. I think the next size, I actually have another locomotive I can pull out at a later date, but I think this guy would go perfect. He looks pretty scale appropriate for this. So yeah, here's a G scale proper guy, and he looks okay. But as I've been saying, I've thrown a couple of 1/18 scale figures in with this, and to me they work. These G scale guys are closer to 120 scale, but anyhow, not bad, not bad. But he is a Bendy, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe I can get ambitious and cut off his head and customize him onto something else. So, oh, and then we have Mary Poppins here. So, yeah, she's definitely a little small, but I know I have stuff that she'll work well with. And then, of course, the leaning dude. He can be a hobo on top of the train surfing. But unfortunately, he's a little too modern looking. Anyhow, that's the fun for today, and hopefully the next posting I give you, I will have a different military railroad set up on the layout and probably set it back up for 1/32 scale. Okay, folks, it's the end of the weekend. Tomorrow, happy Monday.